What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new episode of Wasteland with Wiz. Happy to be with you guys today. Welcome to today's video, man. It's been a long time. I think it's been a couple of months since the last video that I created on this channel, and I wanted to kind of get back to it. Finally, I finished this past season with soccer. Unfortunately, we only made it to semifinals again. The year before, we also made it only to semifinals. But it is a learning process. Every year is a different struggle. And I honestly feel that from this year's experience, I've become a better man, a better coach. And some of my players also learned their lesson from this past year. As a team, I think that we were solid. We definitely did a good job throughout the season. We finished the season undefeated. But there was some things that occurred at the end of the season that messed up the entire scheme and the entire plan for the team going forward. Overall, I'm very proud of this past year's team. My experience as a coach couldn't have been any better, to be honest. I can become a better coach, but the experience with the students, with the athletes, was amazing. Unfortunately, I had to say bye to some of my seniors, this is my third year coaching, and every year is a difficult moment when you have to say bye to your seniors, because this year was the first class that I have been coaching some of them for 3 years. So it's sad to kind of see that, but that is part of life. These are phases of life. And that's why I wanted to share today's video, because we have to be able to live in our current season. So that's the main topic of today's video. And what that means, and that's why I love sports, because it's very synonymous to life if you really think about it. Sports is a new season every year, and every year and every season is going to be different. If you're not into sports, think about it: the 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall. Like every year, you know for a fact that you will have those 4 seasons, but for the most part, you will not live an identical season every single year. For me, now that I see myself in a position of leadership with the team, I am the head coach. I do things very intentionally. I make sure that I am doing the right thing, more than normal per se, because I know nowadays it's not only about me, it's about also the people around me and maybe the people that look up to me. And it's something that I've learned to kind of embrace, because prior to me starting coaching, I did not really think of a leadership role or myself in a leadership role, and I wouldn't take myself so serious. But to be honest, I do feel that me being a coach has developed that part of me more, and I feel more confident, and I feel more I have more clarity with the things that I have to improve as a man, and the things that I actually have to that I can help out these young men develop into men and adults. So the thing about living in your season, and I think most of us take it for granted for the most part, and more so when we have so many things going on in our day-to-day basis. We have to understand that seasons are not the same every year, and with a new season come new challenges. Just because we are okay right now does not mean that we're gonna be okay next season. Just because things might be difficult right now, it does not mean that things will continue to be difficult going forward. So we have to understand and analyze these things as we get older, as we move forward in life. Because the reality of life is that even if we don't want to, time continues to move on. That's the only thing that continuously will be the same forever. Time will not stop for anyone. It does not matter how old you are right now, but you know for a fact that as we're going forward, we are getting older. You might not feel it right now, and maybe you don't feel it in a year from now, but trust me, 10 years down the road, you will feel yourself being older, and that's where I stand right now. I am in a version, currently I'm over 30, and I think that it is time for me to embrace that and understand the responsibilities that do come with that. And I think that for most of us, being from the being referred as millennials, it is our time to come up, and it's our time to share and kind of guide the people coming behind us. I do believe that our society as a whole has a lot of work to do, but it does start with the people that are maybe from 25 to 35. That age gap, that age bracket is the people and the leaders of tomorrow. And I do include myself in that. That's why I allow myself to become a coach. That's why I pursued and took the initiative to ask for a coaching position. And I was granted the opportunity. So regardless to say, guys, with the new season comes things that I will want to, with the new season in life, just like the new season for me as a coach, that I'm looking forward. I am going to share with you things that you should be implementing right away. And the thing is that you have to reflect, you have to plan, and you have to execute. 3 easy steps that you can do right now. And these things are things that I do every season that I've actually implemented, not only to my soccer season, but also implemented to my life. My first year, it was a whole brand new experience. And that's the beauty of doing something new. When it's the first year of doing something new, you're not gonna know what you're doing, and you're gonna learn as you go if you're new at doing that thing. But you have to give yourself the opportunity and the benefit of the doubt that you are going to learn as you go. Because most of us, if we want to put the attention to it, we will learn, we will develop, and we will grow throughout the process. So the first thing, which is reflect. You have to reflect on everything that you have going on around you, the things that are bad, the things that are good, and build upon that. See how you're going to be able to improve on the positive things, and see how you're going to be able to improve on the negative things as well. You cannot choose negative or positive. You have to be able to reflect on both things and be able to build upon them. And you have to be real with yourself. If you have $0 in your bank account, be true to yourself and be honest about the reality of what you're looking at, but start planning and reflecting how and why you got to that position right there that you're looking at. Because most of us, and this is how life is, we put ourselves in positions that maybe we don't understand, and we're not understanding how we're getting there, but we are the ones putting ourselves in certain positions in life. And some of us just get to a particular position because we're not aware of what we're doing, and the actions that we're taking is the main reason of why we end up in the positions that we end up. And sometimes it can be positive, and sometimes it can be negative. So for me, reflecting is the first step that you have to do. And once you understand how to do that, which is basically sit down with yourself, give yourself, the way I do it is put a timer on my phone for about an hour and just start writing down the things that come to my head in regards to the positive, the negative things that I have going on, and the things that I have to improve on. Once I'm real with that, you can put it just on a blank sheet of paper. You can make a list, or you can just look like a random brainstorm and just go ahead and just put anything that you have to put in paper, write it down. The next thing, you have to plan. And if you're planning for life, you have to have goals. It can be short-term, it can be long-term, but I would suggest for you to have short-term goals, which can be from 6 months to a year, and have longer-term goals, which is, I would say, from 2 to 3 years, to maybe 5 years. So you can kind of have something that pushes you towards the front, towards the future. For me, I feel that basically this season as a soccer coach was great, was really good. We ended up undefeated. The team developed good chemistry and all of that, but I do see and reflect, and this is just based on the soccer situation. As a coach, I'm already thinking, how can I improve for next year? I have to see what players I'm gonna have available. I have to see the weaknesses within the team, and me as a coach have personal goals. For this year was to get to state. We did not get to state, but I don't want to say just because we didn't get to state was a failure. I want to say that because there's certain things that impeded the team, not because we weren't good, but because certain actions that were taken by some of our players hurt the team. So it's my duty as the coach to make sure that that does not occur again. And if it does happen again, those kids have to pay for that error, you know? So that's something that I already have in mind, that I have to be a bit more disciplined with the team when it comes to responsibility, and when it comes to how serious the actions that they take are taken from me and from the parents. So that's something that I already have in mind that we'll implement next year. Another thing, once you plan and once you set your goals, your short-term, long-term goals in whatever aspect that you have chosen, this, and like I said, this is pretty broad, but when it comes to the idea is broad, but if you have a specific issue that or something that you really want to get better at, you can implement this into how to get a job, how to switch careers and things like that, because it does work for anything. The last thing would be execute. As soon as you have your plan, just like you're listening to this video, as soon as you finish listening to this video, as soon as you finish creating the plan, start executing the plan, regardless of what that is. So if you're trying to get a car, you have to obviously see how much the car is. You have to break it down to how much it costs. What would it take for you to get to that car? How much of that car can you afford up front? How much would it take if you want to do it on payment plans? You have to make a plan, break it down into little goals, and then once you have that plan set up, you have to go ahead and attack it as soon as you're done planning it. For me, going back to my soccer stuff, as soon as we lost, I went ahead, downloaded the video of the loss. I started looking at what happened and why we lost, and now I have a plan going forward, basically setting up practice. When practice will start with a new team, which is in the summer, in a couple of months from now, which is 6 months prior to the season starting. So I already have planned everything on how I will attack toward how I will attack this goal that I have of winning the championship, but it starts way before you get to that goal. So you have to understand that if you do not execute and you don't take action, you will not be able to attain or fix whatever things that you want to get better at in that particular moment in life. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you today, because I do feel that it is important for us to understand the season that we're living in. And sometimes we want to focus on the next season or what's coming up or what's next, and we don't allow ourselves to be present in this very moment. And the only thing that we are in control of is right now. So the only thing that you are in control of is you watching the video and what you're going to do right after. Like literally, what are you doing right after you finish watching this? Are you going to go ahead and do what I'm sharing with you, or are you just going to go to another video? Because if you're just doing that without any intent, you're going to get trapped in the loophole of self-development without any action. And that's what a lot of people do. That's why there's this concept of success zombies. People that just watch information online and don't do anything about it. If you really want to change, if you really want to change your circumstances, it is time for you to take action. And that's what I'm a big advocate of. You have to take action. As small as that action is, if you're trying to lose 100 pounds, you cannot lose 100 pounds overnight. You have to start with losing 1 pound. And however long that takes you, that is what it takes for you to lose that 1 pound. So just think about doing that 100 times. Maybe you get to a point where you lose 100 pounds. So it is life in its sense. As I've gotten older, I've understood that it's not about eating everything or trying to get everything all at once, but it's more so about the small steps that you're doing towards that goal. And the more that you allow yourself to do that, the more you're going to be able to change whatever circumstance is in front of you, whatever it could be negative, or it can be go from a positive one to even a greater one than you currently have. But it does take those small steps, and it does take the reflection, the planning, and the execution for you to do that. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, go ahead, share it, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care and have a good week, man.